I just finished my fifth step, and this weekend I was handed a jug of moonshine at a Civil War reenactment. The old John would have taken a swig and then another swig, and I don't think I know where I would have woken up. The new John? Just figuring out where that pickle jar is. Welcome back to Pickle Out of Water. Hey, my name's John. I'm an alcoholic, and today's Pickle Out of Water. So we haven't quite moved north yet, but on Friday I finished up my fifth step. Kind of talked through everything with my sponsor. Got the history and the background, and the sadness and the defeat and the loss and anger and resentment all on the page, and it stung a lot. And I've been talking a lot about looking in the mirror and whatnot. And it's not always a pretty face that looks back. But one of the things I've noticed with kind of doing my daily reflection every day is on a daily basis, the reflection's getting a lot prettier and a lot easier. So with that being said, I had a really cool weekend. One of the things about going to rehab and what I wanted to do with my life is to be able to say yes again. Instead of yes to a drink or no to I can't do that because I'm drinking. I wanted to say yes to things. So I did something really cool with a friend of mine. I went to a Civil War reenactment. I didn't just go to a Civil War reenactment. I participated. Dressed up in the garb and had guns, and we portrayed a battle, and it was a really, really special thing. And truthfully, I talk about pickle out of water, but it was not something like I've ever done before. Not something, I've always wanted to see one, but not something I would ever stick my neck out to do. I was surrounded by a lot of new people, which normally would make me super freaking anxious. And it did. Walking in, I'd say the first hour, I was pretty uncomfortable. My friend knew a lot of people there. So he had a good time talking to people, and we walked around, and there were, people forging steel and, making weapons, and, there were guns for sale, and it was really cool. And there were some really interesting people that had such knowledge of the battle itself and where it happened and all of the people. And there was lineage there of people whose, mothers and great-grandmother, not mothers, but like great-grandmothers had been there as doctors and nurses in this thing. And it was really cool. And we spent the day there, and then actually went back in the evening, and there was a vigil for those that had passed, and I was part of a 21 gun salute. But I was tested because at one of these things, everyone's camping out and they're all there, and one of the guys had a bottle of moonshine, a cool jug, and handed it to me. And awkwardly, I said, oh, I can't drink that. I break out in handcuffs, which, what a fucking jackass. I don't drink anymore. That's all I need to say. But that bit was uncomfortable. And then as we were leaving, and I didn't drink, so no alcohol was involved or consumed on my side, but there were definitely tests. But something else happened. So it was a great day and had a lot of fun, but at the end of it, I got asked about where I lived, because all these people were from, very close by. Their relatives had been there forever, and I kind of stumbled over the question, because I don't really know where I live right now. We're moving north. I'll be there for a while, and then from there, I'm gonna, wait till the divorce is done, and then move to a new place, and then call that home for the time being as I get closer to my daughter. But it was, interesting time or dichotomy in my life. Is like, normally when I'm moving, it's like I'm blowing my life up, right? I moved across the country. I'm going to quit doing drugs, or I'm going to quit drinking, or I'm done with this relationship and it's going to start anew. And there's almost like, it's like this new beginning and new awakening. And this one, while I'm clear and I have a plan, there's so many unknowns that it's pretty unnerving a little bit. And I know I'm going to go up and get a sponsor and work through the rest of the steps and kind of start what I did. But, to be tested and then have that question that kind of made me pause and say, well, where do I live? Who am I? was challenging, and I'm glad I made it through it. But I'm sure there's moments that you guys have like that. But I sure as shit felt like a pickle out of water. I don't even know where my pickle jar is right now. So hopefully I'll find that pickle jar as we move forward. Hope you enjoyed my rambling.